Hey there, Internet. So I went to a casino a couple weeks ago, and it was one of the strangest, most eye-opening encounters of, most of my life. At least the past year or two. Story time. Okay, first of all, before y'all get up in arms or freak out, I was not going to the casino to partake of the activity of casinoing. Gambling? That's what you call it. Not that I think inherently there's anything wrong with spending $20 as an evening of entertainment, but it is a very risky thing, and I'm gonna get to that later. So let me circle back around. I was there because a video production technology company was having a convention and expo where you could go and meet various vendors and manufacturers of broadcasting equipment, and I, being a relative newbie but still having to make a lot of important decisions in that field, wanted to get me some information. I don't even think that first one was a real accent or language. This event was just hosted at the casino because, big event space, relatively low cost. So I got in my car and I drove down to the casino at 9 o'clock in the morning, which we all know is the best time to blow your life savings. And I walked into the casino and I was I really think awestruck is the best word. You know how in movies, real life things are often exaggerated for the sake of theatricality and cinematics? So even if you've seen something in a film, you're not entirely certain that you really know what it's like in real life. I learned on that day when I strolled into the Hollywood casino, that casinos are not one of those things that are exaggerated. It looked exactly like what I have always been led to believe and what I always assumed casinos would look like. Flashing lights everywhere, giant, grandiose ceilings, huge columns, beautiful tile, really awkwardly dim lighting, sound assaulting you from every angle as the jackpots are coming out of all of the slot machines, and it's just voices enticing you to come and try these things where you hit buttons and waste loads and loads of money. I don't know if I ever really doubted it or if I just didn't know, but I was truly blown away that it could be so over the top and all surrounding and all encompassing and weirdly attractive. I think maybe that was even the most surprising thing to me, was how much I liked the way it felt to be there. I don't know if it was because it made me feel like I was some higher class, someone who belonged in a place like this. It appealed to some mid 20th century idea of luxury and wealth and wanton expenditure, prodigality to use the word correctly. There was a deep, dark part of my brain that loved the idea of that, and then all the rest of my brain was terrified of that part of my brain, and I was like, well, there goes my idea of possibly ever doing this recreationally. I realized why it's so attractive to people and why people are willing to buy into the lie that this is A, wise use of their money, or B, something that might benefit them in the long run. It seems like it calls out to you saying, hey, come be a part of this really cool, rich, awesome thing. Which leads me to my second and probably most deeply affecting point, is that the people who were there, yes, at 9:30 in the morning, sitting in front of slot machines and keno machines and whatever other things they are, I don't even know that much, they all just looked so lifeless. They're sitting there with cups of free soft drinks on the counter, and they're just pushing a button, not even really looking at the screen, just sort of vaguely looking off to the side and waiting and hoping that they might get a hit, both literally and emotionally and mentally. And as the convention went on, more and more people arrived, and I know that a Tuesday afternoon is not the time that a casino is going to be hopping, and there may be evenings where it actually seems lively and people are having a good time, but I have to think that most people feel the way these people did, and not like they're at some really cool party. They were just hopeless looking. This was their one source of hope, and I think that they knew that they were fooling themselves thinking it might be a source of joy or a source of prosperity. It was just something to do when you get tired of pushing the button somewhere else. This time, just with free drinks and a lot of fun flashing lights. I don't really have a point to that story other than to say it made me think, and I'm genuinely curious if anyone out there watching this has been to a casino and enjoyed that side of things. So let me know down in the commentaries section if you've been to a casino and if you like it and why, because I'm genuinely curious. And I'll see you next week. Deuces.